G'day and welcome back for more Survival Impossible. Since last time, I have gone around and I have painted most of the Arboretum, trying to bring it a much more completed look. Less rusty, more actually in use. I've done things like painted these couches red, I've painted some of the exterior red to try and add a bit of extra colour out there. And just noticed that I might have missed a top block up there, I'll have to fix that later. I've added different textures, gone with battered on the floor, some battered on the ceiling, but some clean on the ceiling and normal. I've also added these two sci-fi interior walls, because quite a few people pointed out that those beds would be quite noisy whenever anyone else is out here watching TV. And that's true. But I don't care about that enough to separate the two areas completely. Because I'd ruin these lines in the roof and it'd all just look a lot more cramped, and I kind of like it being open like this. I think it works better. And you can see in here I've cleaned up the paint as well. Nothing too exciting in there though. Something I did notice is this vending machine actually works. I didn't realize that it would. And can give me some daily needs stuff. I can get luxury meals, potatoes, not sure. that image might need some updating and spell check. And yeah, so I can just like hit buy and out rolls the cosmic coffee. Kind of cool. But that's not the really cool thing that's been done. The really cool thing that's been done is out here. Now, a while ago, I was given the idea that I should make some sort of shrine to all the trees that I've destroyed in my time in Space Engineers. And so I have. And here it is. My tree shrine, I guess. With ironically timbered floor. With the ironic timber flooring. And my small grid tree that I built as a projection, which I think works pretty well. I didn't quite appreciate that some of the green on the leaves would be so white in the projection. It didn't seem that way when I tested it, but I think I managed to capture a reasonably natural form in those blocks. So I'm happy with how that went. And it is in honor of the felled. All those trees I felled. Yeah. I like my little couches. Decided not to go with a barbecue sort of thing because I felt like making this projection more the center of attention worked better. Looking at it from back here, it just kind of all draws your eye to that tree. And that's kind of exactly what I wanted. And then these two trees behind it. I've added some lights around the outside. I've painted the outside to battered as well, just to make it a bit less rusty. But I have left rust in places because I didn't want this to be completely clean. It's better maintained than the other buildings, but it's not perfect. And we are almost getting some sunshine, which is excellent. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It actually came together a lot better than I thought it might have. Last time, I wasn't completely sure what I was going to do today. And I have now decided. For a long time, the crane vehicle truck thing has been quite neglected. It is a skeletal vehicle. It's kind of incomplete. The functional part is working, but it's not a Splitsie vehicle. This thing is function over aesthetics, apart from the mechanism of the crane, because I really like how that came together. That was a very cool suggestion. But it looks kind of neat. But the rest of it is just meh. There's nothing there. So I want to change that. The crane is getting its rebuild. I'm going to completely redesign the crane mechanism using hinges for some of the parts that it makes sense to. I'm going to move the crane from the trailer to the truck because it works much better up front, since I'll be able to balance its weight more, and then I've got more room to place things onto the trailer when I want to lift them on there, which given I want to take down some more cargo ships and bring their thrusters back for the Panini, I think it's well and truly time for me to upgrade this, fix it up, ready to go for that purpose. Which means getting it into the garage. Which means moving some things out of the garage, like the Splitsie. Oh, and something else. I can't ignore that for much longer. I'm not sure what I did, but that happened while I was painting. Which was, unfortunately, while I wasn't really recording. I kind of had the recording running in case I did something stupid and really wanted to use the footage, but wasn't really ready when it came up. So I thought I'd just mention it now. That is a research base. At some point, that's going to send some drones against me. Which makes me really glad that that happens to be the side that has the 2 decoy towers. For now, I really want to get all of the stuff around here. For now, I really just want to focus on the crane and get it done. Because I hope, I'm protected enough from that direction. That could end up being so wrong. Alright, Splitsie. Should I keep this? Yeah, why not? Alright. I will use Splitsie to move it outside. Splitsie got smashed when he was around here before. I might go around here. Just tuck it in the back here. Somewhere. In my forgotten vehicles parking lot. That's kind of what this area is becoming. Oh dear. I don't know that the whole truck's going to fit in here. I may have to do it in two parts. Do the first bit, say, grind off this crane and readjust the hitch mechanism, and then do the second bit, rebuild the crane on the front. Once sun comes up, I'm going to investigate that research base a little bit more. Just try and keep myself 1.5 k's away, but use the Canary to try and do a little bit of a scouting mission. Because I would like to get a bit more information on it, but I just can't really do much when it's this dark. So that's why I'm largely ignoring it right now. Well, maybe I can fit. If I can fit in and close the doors, that'll be perfect. Oh yeah. Sweet! I feel like that might have been on purpose at some point. So I need to remove all of those cargo containers. I may even have to remove that battery up the front, which will be unfortunate. And remove the whole crane mechanism. Then I should have a clear access to be able to readjust the hitch. It's a bit sad to get rid of this and just throw it away, but I honestly cannot think of how to incorporate any of this in any way, shape or form into the upgraded design. I kind of have to build it from scratch. And there's going to be a lot of merge blocks and things like that needed to make this design work. So I'm going to have double pistons. Okay, that is the crane gone. The rest of this stuff needs to remain, except for the hitch. And since we've fit it in here, I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to detach it now. So this whole system is going to change to something much more reminiscent of what I used on the Goose, except a much better design than that, because a hinge for one of the axes actually works much better than a rotor. Makes the whole thing much, much neater. Alright, everything is cleared off that needs to be for the time being. I may move a couple of bits and pieces like that programmable block later, but for now this is good. Which means it is time to start rebuilding. First off, there are kind of two things that need to be roughly centered on this truck. It's the crane and the hitch mechanism, but obviously for function, I'm probably going to have the hitch mechanism a bit towards the rear, and I am going to start with a small rotor for this. I want to use a small rotor for the hitch mechanism because otherwise it gets quite large. And I don't really want the hitch mechanism to be large. So we'll go small rotor. Jump through the suspension block by accident. Fall off again. Ah, come on. There we go. Then on top of that, what I want to place is one of these 2x1 bases. And then this is the bit that hinges do better than a rotor. I can just put a small hinge like this to allow the up and down movement. Normally with a rotor I'd have to move it off to one side and it's not really centered then and it's not as neat. With a hinge, it's perfect. That's perfectly centered, and then I can get roll with another rotor placed straight onto that hinge if it doesn't spin away from me. No! Ah. Okay, I've got to weld this up. Slash lock that rotor. Which I should have done to begin with. But I'll be able to place the other rotor straight on the end of this hinge, and it'll work much, much better while also looking neater. And here we are. One hitch mechanism. Easy. Let's get rid of that rotor part, because we'll come and join up to it from the trailer. But that allows us to have the turning angle, the tilt up and down, and the roll that we need for this free moving hitch that is just going to work so much better than the previous one. And it is so much neater to look at too. This is where hinges are useful, because you can just make those designs so much more compact than you once were able to with just rotors. Speaking of rotors, let's get rid of this one on the floor before I forget about it. Alright, with that placed, now I need to choose where I'm going to put my rotor for the base of the crane. As with all these things with these cranes, I need it to be low down. And it's going to be an advanced rotor like it was before. So I'm going to place it straight onto the armor here. I think either that block or that block's going to be best. I want to kind of keep it a little bit further away from the hitch if I can, I guess. Yeah, we'll go there. Yeah, that should give me enough room folded backwards to sit neatly. I hope. This is where things get a little bit different. I'm going to be doubling everything on this. I'm going to be having double pistons where I had single pistons on the previous one. Not for any particular strength in Space Engineers, but because I think they'll look cool with that sort of design. I think it'll make it look much more robust than the previous crane. It may add a little bit of added strength, but I'm not really expecting much. What I'm going to do is start by raising one side of this platform so that I can add a couple of hinges on top of it. Ideally, this would be a Liftsy job, but I can't really see Liftsy fitting in here with the crane. So the reason I need to lift this up is because I want these hinges at the same height as two hinges that are going to be on the other side of this rotor head. But those other ones are going to be on top of pistons. So what I've set up here is two hinges close to each other with just a single gap in between them, and two hinges down here with 3 blocks in between them. The reason these ones need 3 blocks and these ones just 1 is these ones are going to have pistons coming straight off them, and those pistons will have a gap between them, and then on the outside of them there'll be another set of hinges for these extra pistons. I'm just going to build this thing and I'll show you guys, because even I'm confusing myself at this point. Piston, piston. Regular service will resume shortly when Splitsie has finished building his horrendously complicated crane. Okay, I have my base hinge design built. So you can see those 2 pistons will push it up. Let's pop in the cockpit and see if I can get a view of this. I might need to use spectator cam to do this. Yeah, third person's going to be a bit funky. Oh, that should be alright. So I need to group these 2. I can't move them independently of each other. They must always move together. If they move independently of one another, that's when I'm going to get clang. So, groups. Let's just get a reverse on here for now. Oh, actually, I'll do a reverse and an on-off. So if I hit reverse on those pistons, we're going to see the whole hinge start lifting up. All of the independent hinges in this segment are switched off currently, so they'll just free move. But you can see something like this would not have been remotely possible prior to the collision mesh update. And check that out. That is almost vertical. So these pistons can go to their full expansion, which is awesome. And now, I'm not going to continue building that because it's daylight and I'm going to go investigate that research base. So let's do that. Oh, And grab some oxygen bottles just in case, because stuff turns off when I do this. And go remote. Alrighty, let's go investigate this research base. See what's there. And hope I don't get too close to that bulldog or to the base. I'm suspicious I might have done something somehow with Steve when I was messing around with where I was going to leave him and Capac and things like that. And then just decided to put him in the base anyway. That may have caused this base to trigger when it hadn't triggered for so long. When it hadn't managed to find any sort of place to be. Alright, the base has popped in because I'm within my draw distance. What we got? Where is it? There we go. So we've got a wind turbine, antenna. I think I can spot 2 interior turrets down there. A relatively small building. Question is, do I want to attack this with a drone like this, or do I want to build a little ground assault vehicle and drive that in instead? Kind of tempted to build a ground assault vehicle and give myself that bit of flexibility and a bit of resilience. So if I can get within range, have a turret on top of the ground assault vehicle and use it to try and take out those interior turrets. So if it's only interior turrets, which it looks like, then small grid armor can stand up to it a little bit. I still probably won't go heavy armor because that just makes me too immobile, but at least I can take a few shots before my turrets would be completely deactivated. And then and then if it survives, I can run back to base and repair it. Of course, I'm talking about a remote controlled vehicle, not a driven one. So there'll be no cockpit because I am not putting myself in the firing line. At least not until I've taken out the exterior turrets. Since I'm up here, I'm also going to have a bit of a look at the base and try and decide how I'm going to arrange things. And what I mean by that is, I want to build a hangar facility. I want to build a landing facility for the Panini. I need to have a landing facility for the planned planned space launch vehicle. So the thing that's going to take the fuel up to the launch air base. So that's going to be quite a large structure, or large collection of structures, which I would also, since a lot of construction will happen there, need to have piped up to the rest of the base. So it's going to need to have another one of those conveyor lines. At one stage I thought about putting it down in the valley just below where the Arboretum is, but that's quite a long way to build a chain of conveyors. That's not really something I want to do. I also don't really fancy building something behind the construction hangar and behind the production facility. Even though it's fairly flat, level ground, I feel like I kind of built everything around this center courtyard area thing. And I don't know, it just feels odd with the way I designed the buildings. I guess I could make it make sense somehow. But it's like, why would I have the production facility exit on this side if I'm ever spending much time out the back there? Didn't really think that one through. I suppose I could build an extra exit on the other side, maybe? I guess that could work. And I could try and build them out this way. Perhaps I should do that. Build an extra exit. Oh, it'll take so much work to do. To redesign and fit in an airlock though. What might be more fun is to separate the buildings out even further. How far could I go though? I suppose if I say put hangar somewhere out here and then launch thing platform over here, that'll start making it expand out this way and have trees in amongst the base, which is what I've always been aiming for here, because these two little groups of trees will be within those kind of out of bounds of the base. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I'm obviously not going to be starting those constructions today. So I've got a bit of time to think about how I'm going to do that and think about how I'm going to make that work with the rest of the design of the base. Because I need to have some hangar or a landing platform big enough for the Panini with its increased thruster count. I need to have something big enough for the launch platform and something big enough to hangar and house enough of these canaries that I can be a little less protective of them. Oh, that's a cool shadow. Cool. Recon done. Let's get back to building this crane. For this next bit, I am going to have to use some merge blocks because of my rather ridiculous desire to have double pistons on this. Because I'm going to need to have this piston merge block to this one. And possibly the best way to do that... Oh, actually... Weld pads. Weld pads could work here. Could they? Yeah, they could. So if I extend this piston, and then put a weld pad, say... Weld pad there. Drag that one, extend this one. Then I can put another weld pad on there. Using those previously placed pistons, I should be able to do this with merge blocks as well. It's just I've got the weld pads, so I figure I may as well use them. However, there's a problem with weld pads. Can't turn them off. So as I pull this back, that'll try and merge, and I didn't even align these properly. No. I must use merge blocks here. So these will try and weld before I've actually got the pistons fully back into position. So that's going to cause clang, and then my whole vehicle would have flipped out because it's not even locked to the ground. So no, we are not doing it this way. I am using merge blocks. Merge blocks I can turn off, wait till I've got everything exactly where it should be, and then turn them on and have them merge. And a second on here. But there are a few people going, uh-oh, Splitsie. Splitsie's about to have something bad happen. Splitsie's about to have something really bad happen. When I was doing that just then. Oh, because that could have ended so horribly. That would have demolished half of this hangar, I think, with the explosion. This whole front end of this truck would have just flipped out and gone crazy. And now it should be safe to turn this on. And now they're merged. With these merged, I can put that block in that I wanted to link them up. What I thought I'd also do is, on top, kind of match this design that I put down. So as they extend and retract, these bars will separate, which could give quite an interesting effect. Step 1, complete. And now I have to repeat that for the further sets of pistons that I've got here. I'm trying to decide how many I'm going to do. I think it'll still be 3 like before. So I just need to do that once more. So many merge blocks that I have to use for this thing. This is one of the downsides of this particular design. It kind of flicks out quite aggressively at that point. It doesn't like to do the last little bit of any of the collapse. Or at least it doesn't do it very well. But it does work quite nicely for the rest of the movement, so I'm pretty happy with it. And again, this is one of the parts, this is another part of the design that could not have worked pre the collisions update. Look at that bit. There's 2 grids on either side of this piston. There are so many parts moving past each other that before the collision update, there's no way I could have done something like this. Which is why it was so cool and why I was so excited when it happened. Yeah, look at that. That looks beefy. It looks strong. Is Panini going to come over? Might have enough height. Yeah, this looks like it could actually support something heavy. With this double lifter setup, these extra thick... Oh, yeah, this is how I should have built the crane first. Although I couldn't. So, yeah. But yeah, this is very much a style that I am happy we can finally build in with Space Engineers. Sweet. That is the whole crane minus the last little grabber bit. I've got my double pistons for extending out here. Now, it might look like this hinge is attached to that second lot of pistons, but I can get an angle on it. Yeah, get up the stairs. You can see that what I've done is I've connected to these 2 rear pistons and then slotted in underneath that little bar. So I'm actually pushing out that first piston, not the second ones, which is one of the things about this design that I felt rather clever when I managed to actually pull off. Okay, we need to have... Should I start with a rotor? Or should I start with a hinge? I was thinking of doing 2 hinges and then a rotor for the last bit, last axis. It looks so flimsy having that at the end of it. It's kind of disappointing in some ways. Oh, well. What you gonna do? Can't really do anything about that. Oh, I think I should have gone rotors. I could have collapsed this better if I'd gone rotors. Just felt like hinges would look nicer. And be a bit easier to get my head around how to organise. Although, it may have just made my life difficult because I can't easily put a camera there. Rats. Oh well. I never really used it anyway. How far can this collapse down in that? Don't think I've got quite enough room for this to completely collapse. It stops about... Yep, that's starting to go too far. That's not too bad though. Like, yeah, I probably could have made it Oh, actually, no, the landing gear's getting in the way. Anyway. I'd say that's pretty good. Like, when you look at the back of those semi-trailers or those trucks that have like the lifts, the cranes on them for lifting pallets and stuff, they don't collapse down much more than that. I'm pretty chuffed by that. I could have made it perfect, but I think having the unusual angles and not having it perfectly square kind of adds something in a way. I certainly think it's going to be a lot easier to get my landing gear into that position to push this thing in there than it was when I had just rotors on there. But yeah, there is my new crane. Collapse down. Now it's time to connect the trailer up to the hitch. Which is a very easy part because it's just building a stalk. Whoops. Well, it'd be an easy part if I didn't fall off things. Just building a stalk from the front here and connecting it up to there, but lifting it up high enough that it'll clear these wheels so that I can jackknife the trailer, which in certain circumstances will actually make it much more stable for me to use the crane. I think that'll look alright. What I might also try and do is similar to the crane, is add an extra 2 supports that go along so that it's broader on this flat section too. There we go. Hooked back up, and a much better hitch design. Now it's all about styling. So I'm going to spend a bit of time making the crane look pretty. And also setting up the script again for the crane, so I can actually use it. I'm very tempted to get rid of this battery so that I can fit an oxygen tank in. The reason I'm thinking oxygen tank rather than hydrogen generator, O2H2 gen, is because if I've got an oxygen tank, I can drop bottles in there, and all I need is a little bit of power, and I'll be able to fill them up. But I'm torn because I also like having the extra battery for extra power, and if I put the tank in, I'm going to need to make it so I can get access to that big port, which would require probably... I've actually got a hole in the bottom, so I could leave that just open and have a bit of the cargo accessible from underneath, since I wouldn't be able to pipe through from the cockpit in any useful way. Or do I just rely on bringing lots of bottles? So I don't really want to make this front part any substantially bigger than it is. I guess if I go O2H2 gen, I could actually put one there. That'd be accessible. I'd be able to put ice in there so that I could quickly fill up my bottles if I need to. Yeah, let's go O2H2 now. It's so annoying that we don't have mini tanks. I wish we had mini tanks, like we have the mini hydrogen tanks. I just accidentally discovered something I hadn't noticed before. That is kind of handy if you're ever playing on a game where you don't have a jetpack or your jetpack is really not effective. With the 5x5 wheels, normally when I'm outside, I've got a little bit of a slope so I can jump up onto the tread and climb up onto the vehicle that way. But sometimes you get it. What I've discovered is, weirdly, you're better off approaching from the side. It's actually lower around the side. And I think the reason for that is the shape of the wheel. The angle that you can grip to is lower on the side because the wheels aren't actually square like they look. their physics interaction shape is more like a donut. And so you can jump up quite easily from the side. Just something I wish I'd discovered almost a year ago when I started doing this, and I've spent so much time jumping up on these wheels. You'd think I'd have noticed. But no. No, I hadn't. Alright, I need to do something with the back of that conveyor, because I hate seeing massive conveyors like that, even though I need to. So what I think I'll do is something kind of simple. Nope. Yes, there we go. So I'm thinking is something fairly basic, just a straight line down. Though these will be in white, not in red. So far I'm kind of happy with the red highlights that I put down. I'm keeping this still fairly lightweight and minimal greeble, at least by my standards. I am not happy with the front end of this thing at all. The angles are just all wrong. How can I fix it? I don't know. I genuinely don't know how I'm going to fix that to make it look better, because I'm very unhappy with it. Despite how much I like the industrial cockpit, it is super hard to work into a shape where you don't just mostly cover up the back, or at least I've not found a shape I've been particularly happy with. I really liked the idea of these little struts supporting it. I really liked that concept, but as soon as I added that O2H2 gen behind the cockpit, it's kind of ruined it. I might have to get rid of it if I want to keep the aesthetics. Could maybe drop the back end if I rotated the O2H2 gen around, so that it's flat onto the battery, but then I can't access the large cargo port, which I need to make any real use of it. Because the only thing that the O2H2 gen adds for me in this build is the ability to refill my oxygen bottles. I can refill my oxygen in my suit perfectly happily by just jumping in the cockpit. But to refill my bottles, I really need to be able to have a thing like that. But how often do I actually need that with the crane? I don't know that I've done that all that much. I'm torn. I'm going to leave it for now, because if I fiddle with it and then I change my mind and then I change my mind back, that's just silly. I'm going to leave it, wait till next week or something and reassess at that point. But aside from that bit of the cockpit, I'm actually quite happy with how this truck's come together. So if we just look at it from here, or if I climb up this set of stairs over here, let's just look at that much of it. Perfect. That's the part of it that I'm happy with. I've added some extra landing gear to the trailer so that there's a bit more room to drop stuff down. The crane, I love the look of this mechanism. I'm super happy with how that's turned out. Sweet. I'm happy. I wonder if putting red on those little bars across the crane would look good or not. Or would it be too much? Like, stand out too much where it is? I think it might. I'll just leave it. Let's take this out of here. Depressurize. I'm pretty sure my tanks are constantly getting filled at the moment. Oh. Open the south gate. Okay, here we go. First time driving the crane with the new hitch. Let's get some lights. Oh, I didn't put any more lights on the crane. Should fix that now before I forget. Alright, this should do. Brakes off. Let's see. Get out in the dark. Headlights on. Running lights on. Whoa, that's bright. Cool. That's actually what I want. I want that degree of situational awareness. Now, is that wheel scrubbing? No. It's good. Oh, it feels good to be able to drive this properly. Although now I've got no excuse for when I mess up the reversing. Oh, I'm too far off. Oh, look at that! Not too shabby. While I wait for the sun to come up, I am going to, I think, start by welding up these catwalks around these bits, and then go over to the grinder building and see what I can finish up there before morning. What? I don't understand. I was trying to jump up on the railing to grind off that last bit up there of the catwalk. I fall down. I've fallen down 5, 10, close to 15 meters in 2G. I should be dead. I should be dead. Why? I don't... How does this keep happening? This can't... I don't understand. I genuinely do not understand how I keep getting away with that. It's ridiculous. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Splitsie. It's now sunrise, so you know what? I don't like that base being there. I'm going to take my drone over there and hope that I can actually defeat it. If I can't, then next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a tank. Because I've got the drone, I should use it. It's crazy not to. Alright, I've got 1,500 rounds of ammunition. Let's go do this thing. Oh, wait, no. Let's get Steve to watch. Okay, closing. 4 kilometers. Thinking, given the arrangement of that base, it might be better off coming around from the right since there were 2 turrets to the left. Around this way. Let's take another look. Get an angle where I'm covered from those turrets. Probably cover myself from at least one of them. Oh, incoming wasp. Is it going to make it here though? Possibly. Possibly. Oh. Maybe. We'll see. That mountain sure makes it hard for their support drones to come in. There's that turret on the left there. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get a good angle to hide from it. Can't see any other turrets on the back. I might just try and take it out. Oh, I'm going to have to. Whoa, dang it. It's taking shots at me. Hopefully my larger caliber and more guns will win the day. Okay, that's one turret down. Can't see any other red markers. The turret. Oh, I'm ruining so much of my loot. Oh, got it. Now, unlike the earlier assertive mods, there is no reason for me to get rid of that antenna. The antenna doesn't do anything except for tell me when the drones have been spawned or called in by the base. So I don't need to take that out. Okay. Yeah, very close. Is there another turret around here? Or is it just those 2? Oh, there's another one. Was on that block. Yeah! Sniped. Where did I put the remote control on this thing? I'm slightly concerned it's underground. I can't see it in the window. Oh. I might come here on foot. What should I do? Let's fly this back. Maybe I'll drive here in... What should I drive here in? Manny? Manny's got a turret. He's pretty slow though. Goofy, I guess. But it is disarmed, so I am safe, I think. The only issue will be if a... oh, hang on, that's what I should do. I shouldn't take this back. The only issue will be if a drone comes... So what I'll do is I'll leave this parked on the ground over here. And then I'll drive here in the Goofy because it's got a cannon on top. And that way, if anything spawns while I'm there and actually gets to me and doesn't crash into the mountain on the other side, I will be able to launch the drone and protect myself that way. Potentially. Hopefully. Motion dampener's off. It's ready to go. Cool. Grab some bottles. Go to the Goofy. Probably grab a rifle while I'm at it. Turrets both off. That is good. That's what I actually want. The absconder was my other vehicle choice, but I figured something that's actually armed might have been good here, although the absconder could have run away. Guess you could easily make an argument for either of them, really. I think now that I've reached episode 50 without dying, so far, I am still about to go into that base, but I couldn't see any turrets in it, so I'm pretty sure I'm quite safe. Whoa, cliff. I'm going to dramatically increase the spawn rate of some of the nasties. I think it's time. Time to put some pressure on. Pressure on me to get that hangar built and get back up to the lawn chair so I can get to space and get that silver. Particularly, I'm going to increase the spawn rate of these bases. Give them as good a chance as possible to spawn in this valley. And I really should have drunk some water before I left. I'm at 8. Hydration. Oh! Seriously? All 6 wheels? Come on. That's not okay. How much? Lucky I just fixed the crane. Alright, come here. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. What am I closer to? Home is... 3 Ks away. And the drone is 2.1. Alright. This is going to be fun. I'm ready to the drone. I need to mark where the Goofy is. Because the Goofy doesn't have an antenna. I don't have a relay. Oh man, this is not good. This is really not good. Yeah, I've got to sprint. I got to sprint. I got to hope that I can get to the Canary, and I'm going to have to ride the Canary back to base. That's going to be my quickest way to get to water. Oh man, this could be really, really bad. This could be really bad. Come on, come on, come on. This is assuming I can even get on the Canary. Oh no, giant cliffside, bad. Come on. Run, 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 run. Why doesn't the Goofy have an antenna? Oh, I really don't know if I'm going to make this. I am slightly panicking. 1.67 Ks. 3 water. No, 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 no. No. The wheels. The wheels. It's the wheels' fault. Ah. And my stamina's gonna run out too. I've just got to make it another 1.3 Ks. Jump on it and then fly home. Please, 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 please. Please work. What have I done? I don't remember how quickly I lose my health. Oh great, and there's a wasp inbound, potentially, if it can make it over the mountain. Thankfully they keep spawning on that side. If one spawns to the left of me, I'm in trouble. Yep, it's gone. Good. I'm thirsty, and I'm about to hit my stamina. Ow. I've got to let my stamina come back. That hurt too much. I need that health. Oh, 700 meters, 700 meters, 700 meters. Looks like I could do this. I might make it. Just depends how quickly that... Yep, that starts hurting. 65. No! No, why does there have to be a giant valley? No! I'm so close! 54. 54 health, 53 health. Less than 500 meters. 49. Oh, my stamina's about to run out again. This is too tight! Oh, I haven't been in this much pressure for so long. Why? I know I should have drunk before I left. I know that's my fault, but those wheels shouldn't have popped. Oh, come on. No, I'm not gonna make it. No! Oh, it's so close! Oh! Oh no! I was so close! We just had one more door! Oh! You're kidding me! Why are my lights turning on? Ah! I knew I shouldn't have been saying things about needing more difficulty because I hadn't died yet. Oh, I knew it! I knew it! Oh. Wow. Well... I don't have the words. I just don't have the words for this. You gotta be joking. Well, looks like I've got a long run home. Oh man. I just don't have the words. I'm just speechless. That sucks. That sucks so much. Let's grab a bunch of... How do I get the water? How do I get the oxygen tanks out of this thing? It's been so long since I've seen it. I don't even remember what I did. Oh, there we are. Alright. I got... Should have enough water to get back. Should enough. Alright, let's go. Lights off. Oh, and I'm in my brown suit. That's just insult to injury. Well, that's a first. That's certainly a first. No! No. Back in the hole. Back in the hole. Back in the hole. Back in the hole. That mosquito is coming for me. I'm not gonna make it. Oh no. Am I gonna die twice? Am I gonna die twice? Please don't die twice. Please, please, please. Please, please, please. No. No. You've got to be kidding me. It is shooting at the base. No! It's shooting at my mining facility. Oh, but it got taken down. Okay. Go forward. Think about next time. We're gonna get some things. We're gonna get the Goofy back. We're gonna do some other stuff. And for episode 52, I'm going to get out the voxel hands, and I'm going to start doing some little bits of styling around the base, like little bits of snow drifts. Nothing that's actually going to make it function better, just some things that are going to make it have that real lived-in feel, so it doesn't look like a base just stuck on top of some terrain. The terrain actually forms around it a bit. So there's all that, and plenty more to come, and I and my new clone. We'll see you then. Oh, why? Oh! Oh man, this could be really, really bad. This could be really bad. Oh no, giant cliffside bad. Come on. Well, I really don't know if I'm gonna make this. I'm slightly panicking. No, 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 no! No! The wheels! The wheels! It's the wheels' fault! Ah! And my stamina's gonna run out too. Please, 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 please. Please work. What have I done? I don't remember how quickly I lose my health. Oh great, and there's a wasp inbound, potentially. I'm thirsty, and I'm about to hit my stamina. Ow. No! No, why does there have to be a giant valley? No! I'm so close! $54 health, 53 health. Less than 500 meters. 49. Oh, my stamina's about to run out again. This is too tight! Oh, I haven't been in this much pressure for so long. Oh, come on. No, I'm not gonna make it. No! Oh, it's so close!